Hello reception and welcome to our RE lesson this week. Now for RE this week we are going to be looking to explore Jesus' rule for friends. Now before we start this lesson, what I need you to do is to make sure, because it's RE, that you have a candle handy. So remember when I was talking about this last time, I said to you that it would be a candle that you could turn on at the bottom, or if you have your parent there with you, your parent can light the candle before we start. Also, as well as this, you will also need your sheet that you should have downloaded and your parent can print off, and it's the one with the praying hands, and this is for our litany when we're writing that later. Now, moving on reception. So, I'm just going to give you a little challenge. Can you find the tricky word in our learning objective today? So have a look and see if you can see it. Now, as I said, I'm going to start this with a prayer. Now, depending on what time you are watching this, you might want to do our morning prayer, or you might have the afternoon, or you might do it at a different point in the day. So use the evening prayer or the morning prayer to start. So I've put the morning prayer over here, and remember you will need to switch on your candle so you are ready, and then you will need to have your hands together, and then you will need to make the sign of the cross. From my head to my heart, from my shoulder to my shoulder, Amen. Father in heaven, you love me. You are with me night and day. I want to love you always in all I do and say. I'll try to please you, Father. Bless me through this day. Amen. From my head to my heart, from my shoulder to my shoulder, Amen. Now we're going to start to have a look first at some words from Jesus. So this says, Jesus said, I'm going to give you a new rule. Now I'm hoping that you all know the word rule. So this is things that we would expect you to follow. But in RE, this is something that Jesus expects you to follow. It's this: love one another. I love each one of you, and I want you to love each other. When you're all happy together, everyone will know that you love one another and that you are my friends. So this is Jesus's rule. He would like us to love one another. It's very, very important. And over here, it tells you that that is based on John. And I want you to have a look and see if you can read through that yourself. Right. What is Jesus's rule? So I've just told you that part about Jesus's rule. So I want you to think back really carefully just to know what it is. Now, what will happen when you are happy together? So I want you to think about a time that you are happy in reception with your friends, or maybe there's other people in your family who've made you really, really happy. And I want you to try to think about what happened to cause that. And then I want you to think about your friends in Acorns and in Chestnuts. You may not be with them at the moment, but still have a think about what it's like to be with them. Why do you like your friends? So think about the friends that you have and the reasons why you like them. So what are the reasons that you like these particular friends? What do they do and how do they make you feel? Then those will be the reasons why you like them. And then the next question is, what makes a good friend? So think about the things that you like about your friend. So if you have a friend in Acorns or a friend in Chestnut class, what is it about them that you really, really like? What makes you smile when you see them? What is it that you like? Then the next question over here says, what makes a good friend? So you are going to think about your friend that you have, and if you want to, if you've got a whiteboard at home, you can create a little mind map of all the different reasons why that person is a good friend to you. Or you can, if you're really clever as well, you might want to think about 3 or 4 different reasons why that person is a good friend. And then, is there anything which might break the friendship circle? So imagine you have a friend and you are getting along really, really well. Is there anything that will cause this to be broken, your friendship to be broken and pulled apart? So your friendship circle that you had is broken apart. What could cause that? Have a think of some things that would make you unhappy with somebody else. What would help to mend the circle? Now, I want you to think really carefully. Is there anything that a friend could do to help you to feel better? Maybe you've had a disagreement with a friend and they have now come and they've said sorry. Has that helped to mend your friendship circle? Maybe they have come back and given you a hug. What else might your friend do to help mend your friendship circle? Is there anything that you could do to help to mend that? Have you ever done anything that has broken your friendship circle? And how did you fix it? So I'll just give you a moment now to pause the video and have a think about those questions. Just going to read this, and if you would like to, you can also read along, or if you would like to, you can mute the video and see if you can read the words for yourself. Come, turn to me. Turn to me, for I am kind and understanding, loving and gentle. I am always ready to forgive you. Now you can have a look at this picture and you can see here a very nice friendship. But over here, if we look carefully, you can see somebody who has a very cross face. And if you looked at the feelings video that I did before, you will know the difference. And this is somebody who looks very cross and quite angry. And here is somebody who's very sad and tearful. And on the floor, I can see a scooter. I wonder why he looks like that. I wonder. But then as we read over here, and something changed, and it said, turn to me, for I am kind and understanding. So maybe she was sharing her scooter now. And here you can see she's not only helping him to have a little turn on there, she's also holding it and supporting him. Now, what I would like you to do is read through this passage and find the words that show that somebody is a good friend. So some words that show that you are a good friend. Because in this picture, this angry cross picture is very different to this one. And now I'd like you to pause this video, and if you would like, you could just write this out and underline the different words, or if you would like, you could just write the words that you think make a good friend. And now pause. And now I will tell you the words. Kind, understanding, loving, gentle. And also a very, very nice word over here is forgive, because it's important to forgive, and forgiveness helps us to mend our friendship circles as well. So that's a very, very important word. I hope you found all of those words. Now, these are some questions that you can have a look at and have a look and think. So it says, what does Joel say about God? So I want you to think about these, because this is what God is saying. Turn to me, for I am kind and understanding, loving and gentle. I am always ready to forgive you. And then I want you to think about how people felt when they heard this. How do you feel when you hear Joel's message? How do you feel about that message that he sends from God? And then it says here, when is it easy to forgive? So think of a time when it's easy to forgive. A time maybe somebody has maybe pushed past you or something like that, and then you were very cross, and then when they said, oh, I'm sorry, it was quite easy to forgive. But then, when is it hard to forgive? Have you ever had a time when you felt quite cross and it wasn't so easy for you to forgive? When is it easy to say sorry? When is it hard to say sorry? I want you to really think about all of these questions. And then, who or what helps you to say sorry? Is it somebody like your mum or your dad, maybe your big sister or your big brother helps you to think about how to say sorry? What or who helps you to forgive? Now, today we are going to compose a litany of thanks for our friends. Now, you might be thinking, what is a litany? Now, I want you to have a think about that and just give yourself a minute, and you can tell the person who is helping you what you think that might be. And it doesn't matter if you're not quite sure, but you should have a little think. Now, a litany is a prayer that repeats. So we're all going to start in the same way. So what you're going to have now is the paper that I showed you at the beginning. So here it is. And on your first line here, we're all going to start with the same thing. So I have written, thank you, Joshua, for your smile. Because that's a lovely thing that your friends can give you every day that just makes you feel happy. So at the top line here, we're going to write, thank you, Joshua, for your smile. And then I would like you to continue that using your friends' names from Chestnut or from Acorns, or some Acorn children and some Chestnut children. And I want you to think about those friends and how they make you feel. So this is a thank you to your friends. So it could be, thank you, Matthias, for your hug. It could be, thank you, Joanna, for your, and then you will come up with what it is that Joanna does that makes you feel happy. Thank you, Carissa, for your kindness. Okay, so that's what you are going to write on the litany. So as many different friends and as many different things as you can think of. And it's very, very important. Right, reception, you can see at the top of my litany, I've started with thank you, Joshua, for your smile. Now, you can see the word smile didn't quite fit in at the edge of my litany. So what I wanted to do was start it on the next line. And that's what you should do too. Don't try to squeeze everything in. And then try to write your next part. Thank you, Carissa, for your kindness. And then you will continue on until you reach the end, right down to the bottom for your praying hands. And remember, try to think of some different things that you are thankful to your friends. Right, the last thing you are going to do is we are going to end our lesson by making sure that you have your candle in front of you that is lit beautifully, and you're going to end by doing your sign of the cross like I showed you at the beginning, and then you will have your litany in front of you all finished, and then you will read that to end our lesson. So you will start with thank you, Joshua, for your smile. Thank you, Carissa, for your kindness, and then whatever else you have said. And when you come to the end, please say amen, and then again I would like you to do your sign of the cross. If you have a candle like this, then just blow it out very sensibly. If you have a candle like this one, just switch it off at the bottom. And then when you have finished your beautiful, beautiful litanies, I would love it if you would send them to me, to our email address, so that I can see all the great and fantastic work you have been doing. Thank you, reception, and I hope you enjoy creating a litany.